version of Hoops Talk with Dave. I'm your host, Dave Smith, and we've got a lot of great college basketball action to hit on from last night, as well as some madness in the NBA. But first, starting off, what a start to the week. Especially if you stayed up late last night to watch college basketball, you were rewarded. Arizona winning 86-75 in overtime, outscoring Iowa State 15-4 in overtime. And this is after Caleb Love started the game 1 of 11 from 3, finished the game 3 of 3 from 3, including a 60-foot half-court heave at the buzzer to force overtime for the Wildcats. What a signature win. The Cyclones were sitting at number 3 in the nation. They will undoubtedly fall, but they were underdogs coming into this game. Arizona was 2.5-point favorites. Caleb Love, on top of that heave, led all scorers to 22 points. Number 2, Duke, over in the ACC, takes care of NC State 74-64. And this game was closer than the score will indicate. Indicates a double-digit win. But NC State, at one point in the first half, led by 13. It was close down the stretch. It was a one-point game with about 4 minutes to go. Duke, nonetheless, pulls away and wins 74-64. A few games moving quickly here in the Big Ten last night. Michigan defends home court over Penn State 76-72 as Michigan closed the game on a 9-0 run to overtake this one and win this one once again 76-72. In Columbus, Ohio State victorious 82-65 over the Iowa Hawkeyes. Micah Parrish led the way with 18 points. Ohio State sitting right on that bubble now. Iowa falling farther and farther off the bubble, unfortunately. But a great win there for the Buckeyes. UCLA going on the road to USC. A great rivalry game here to pick up a quad 1 win for the Bruins. A great one continuing to establish their tournament position. USC, a nice quad 2 opportunity at home. Passes them up there. Definitely could be a loss down the stretch that they wish they could have back. Over in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns victorious 111-109 over the Los Angeles Clippers in Phoenix. And the Clippers made a late push in this one, but Phoenix able to hold them off there. Norman Powell had a shot from past half court to win the game for them, but it did not fall. Over in Miami, the Heat victorious over the Magic 125-119 in double overtime. Of course, we know the latest in the Jimmy Butler story is that he has been suspended for at least the next 5 games. And if you look at how the Heat's schedule lines up, those 5 games will put us right up to the trade deadline. And so it means one of 2 things. Either he's not going to get traded or he's going to get traded. And so that sounds very blatant and very bland, but I still think he's going to get traded. I've talked to a buddy of mine who's a big Heat fan. He doesn't think he's going to get traded, but there's a lot of rumors going around between him and back in Phoenix. You've got Bradley Beal potentially on the move. And so you got a really exciting 9 days here until the NBA trade deadline. It should be a lot of fun to watch. The NBA trade deadline, always a ton of chaos. I'll get you the latest information here and also on my Twitter at DaveSmithNBA. Continuing on with some scores from last night, Houston going on the road to Boston. Amen Thompson hits a game-winning floater and finished with 33 points. Dylan Brooks added 10 threes himself for 36 points. The Rockets played great basketball last night in Boston. They're up to 31-14 on the season after that 114-112 win over the Celtics. And finally in Charlotte, a great stat line here from Anthony Davis. 42 points, 23 rebounds as the Lakers win 112-107 over the Charlotte Hornets. And we've got a TNT doubleheader tonight in the NBA starting off in Philadelphia. Philly hosting the Lakers, the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers come in as 4.5-point favorites on the road. That one's 7:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT. In the second game of the doubleheader at 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT, Milwaukee traveling to Portland to take on the Trailblazers in this one. The Bucks, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, scoring 31.5 points per game. They sit currently as 6.5-point favorites on the road. And over into college basketball, some great games on the slate tonight. Starting in the Big East, St. John's going on the road to Georgetown, sitting as 4.5-point favorites. That one at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. St. John's looking like a really, really fun team right now. They are red hot. But as we know, playing on the road is no easy task here. And speaking of playing on the road, even for Kentucky, it's going to be tough as they take on number 8 ranked Tennessee tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. This is a top 12 matchup, by the way. Tennessee has been outscoring opponents by a ton at home. They have been absolutely in control of all of their home games, it seems. They sit as 9.5-point favorites, which is a lot of points over a very electric Kentucky offense. But Tennessee, this defense is very stifling. I expect Tennessee to come out victorious in this one. Over to the ACC, a massive opportunity for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons once again going on the road to take on number 21 ranked Louisville. Louisville is sitting as a 7.5 point favorite in this one, 7 o'clock Eastern on ACC Network. Back to the SEC at 9 o'clock Eastern on SEC Network. Oklahoma on the road to College Station, Texas to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Texas A&M sitting as 7.5 point favorites in this one. Oklahoma in need of some great wins here, a big opportunity for them tonight. At 9 o'clock Eastern tonight on ESPN, North Carolina traveling to Pitt to take on the Pitt Panthers. Pittsburgh, 3.5 point favorites here. They are in need of some good wins here. Would be a great win to defend their home floor over UNC. And finally, if you are staying up late tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, Oregon State, the Beavers on the road to Spokane, Washington to take on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Gonzaga sitting as 13.5 point favorites in this one. Of course, we recently saw this game played on Oregon State's home floor. Oregon State able to come out victorious. We'll see if they can get the season sweep on the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Once again, 11 p.m. Eastern tonight on ESPN2. And that wraps up today's episode of Hoops Talk with Dave. I'm your host, Dave Smith. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning to recap all the action that takes place tonight, as well as preview some elite matchups coming for you tomorrow night on your Wednesday morning. Thanks for tuning in with us.